Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Today's question comes from Alyssa in Pennsylvania. Oh, never mind. It's Courtney in Iowa. We had two. I'm going to go with Courtney in Iowa.
Go
Final
Courtney.
answer. She asked, my ex-husband and I received a large inheritance during our marriage and set aside college money for both of our children. Now my ex is financially strapped and has asked our youngest son for his college fund, which he didn't end up needing to fund his education. Our son is 24 and getting married soon, and I trust he will use the money responsibly. I can't believe my ex has put our youngest son into a terrible position. Is our son morally obligated to give his father this money? Short answer, I'm going to say no. There's no moral obligation. There's no legal obligation.
No. And I have questions, though. I mean, my first thought is, okay, the parents put the money aside for the kids in the 529. They list the child as the beneficiary. Unless there was a discussion that was like, hey, if you don't use this money, it goes back to us, and they change the beneficiary back to themselves or the wife or whatever. I don't know, but if it's still in the son's name, I'd be like, this is my money.
Or, I mean, he's about
I can
to get
pass it to my
married.
kids.
How cool would it be to change the beneficiary to their kid?
That's what I'm saying, yes.
In a year or 2 or 5 or whoever. You know, I think that's, and part of this is we're enabling this ex's bad behavior for a grown man to just suddenly be financially strapped and need to rob his kid's college fund tells me a lot about the character of this person.
Right, because a 529 is a gift. Like, it is you gifting the gift of education to your
Well, the confusing
beneficiary.
part is this came from a large inheritance during their marriage that they then set aside in a college fund.
Yeah, but still, even if they had worked to save the money, you know, it would still be money that they earmarked and said, this is a gift to our kids for their education. So in many ways, it does feel like like turning around on a gift.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it, and I don't like this ex having. I think he needs to find a different method to get this money than to rob the college fund, which, by the way, will come with a whole bunch of penalties. You got to pay income taxes plus the 10% penalty on top of that. And so I'd hate to see that when this money's been growing tax-free. It can be used for future generations to allow them to go to college debt-free. And who knows what college is going to cost 18 or 20 years from now.
Right.
When this son has kids.
Yeah, and if let's just pretend for a second. Let's play this out, George. Let's say how much money would need to have been in there to pay for kids' college. Maybe there's $70,000 in there to pay for the whole thing. If he didn't use it, then this is idea of my ex is financially strapped. Like, you don't suddenly up and need $50,000 or $70,000. That's over time, many decisions being made. So, yeah.
Oof.
My final answer is...
This whole thing just gives me heartburn just looking at it. But I would say, no, your son is not morally obligated to give his father this money, and I wouldn't if I were him.
And if I were the mom, so I can keep going on this. And if I were the mom, it was both of their inheritance.
That's the thing. We don't know where this came from and all of that.
Well, she says, my ex-husband and I received an inheritance. I'm like, part of this is on her too. Like, she should get to decide. And if she says, no, this is our son's money, that on that.
Create your free Every Dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.